This is Kevin King with Pinehurst Websites, and I'm doing a beginner's tutorial for Shopify on getting started in 2017. So if you're ready to start a website, Shopify is a very easy platform to work on, so let's get right to it. You can go to pinehurstwebsites.com if you haven't already signed up for a free trial, or you can click the link in this video in the description and you can start a free trial and follow along as we're going. So if you go to my website, you can just click on this banner right here and that'll take you to Shopify. So we're just going to enter an email address and we can get started. So you'll create a store password. So once you enter a secure password, please write it down somewhere or use a password program, even better. So this name right here can be anything. It doesn't have to be what the final name of your store is going to be, because you're going to buy a custom domain. You can either do that right through Shopify or through GoDaddy, and we'll get into that next. This next screen, you can just actually hit next. You want to make sure you put in accurate information here, because this is going to be what goes into your admin. So just fill out your name, address, phone number, and any other pertinent information, and then click enter your store. Once you enter the store, you'll be on a trial plan. You can select a plan if you like right down here at the bottom. This is your admin for Shopify, and this is where you are going to set up your website. So we'll just do a brief overview of the website right now. So you start out on the home page here. These are your menus on the left hand side right here, but on your home page, Shopify gives you some good direction on what you need to do to set up your store. And the first thing you might want to do is add some products. We'll get into each one of those. Customize your theme. They give you a free theme or a template, but they are also a lot of free templates that you can choose from, or free, they call them themes in Shopify, or free templates. So you can basically look and see exactly, and then you can add your own domain, as I mentioned earlier. So you can go in and it's going to tell you what you need to do to add Facebook, and if you want to sell using their POS, the point of sale system for retail. This is how you get into your admin right here, and this will get you to this domain right here. And your domain that you have on Shopify is actually this part without the admin. So if you were to go here, this domain right here will take you to the store. So you can always click right here in the upper left hand corner and go there as well. So if you click there, it's going to show you. So what you want to do is probably add a custom logo, maybe some navigation menus, put in an image right here and a banner image for the top of your website, some featured items possibly. And so this is the default theme that Shopify has given you, and it's free, and you can just basically plug in the items that you need. So this is live on the web right now, but most people won't be able to get to it because it's password protected, as you can see in the upper right hand corner. But when you click from your admin and you click right here, it will take you right to it without having to enter a password. So you can turn that password off when you're ready to make it live, and instead of going to this .myshopify domain, when you're ready to go live, you can just purchase a domain or connect it to a domain that you already own, like let's just say we owned jewelry2017.com, we could connect it to that domain. Okay, so now let's go over the admin a little bit more. Now, just to be clear, when I say this is the home of your admin, not the home page of your website. So, but you will build your website from within the admin. So this is basically the back end of your website. And then if we click over to this other tab that I opened, this is the front end of your website. Now, what's cool about Shopify is you can actually go in, and let's just go through each of these. You can go in and you can see your site as you're building it within a little preview. So I'm just going to go through these menus real quick. This is where your orders will be. You also have the ability to create orders if you want to do phone orders, but your orders will show up here when people order online. Let's go back through here, and then this is your products. This is where you're going to add your products and collections. Let's just go ahead and add a product very quickly just to see that process. So basically all you need is a title and a you don't have to have a description, but an image would be great. So ideally you're going to have a title, a description, and an image and a price. So those are kind of your bare minimums to create a product. You can track inventory or not track inventory. If it's something you make, for instance, then you may not need to track inventory. But if you order from someone, or you order product and you have a certain amount on hand, then it's a good idea to track inventory. So let's just go through. The more information you can fill out, the better, but you don't have to have a lot of information to get started. So let's just go through and create a quick product to give you an idea how to do this. So I've just added a title here. Now I'm going to add a description here. So I have a description, and I'm just going to put in an image real quick and just upload it by clicking the upload image there. Now I have an image on the product. If you want to create a category or a product type, I could call this jewelry or earrings. These are earrings. And this item type just helps you to categorize the product. So I'm going to add this as a product type. It will be a default type. A type is required, so it will be default type if you don't create one. And I'll just create a vendor on this product. And now as far as collections and tags go, I'll talk to you a little bit about those later. Tags can be used to categorize products into collections. So maybe I would call this, if I wanted to call it jewelry, or I could call it something else just to have it as a tag on the product to help me to categorize it a little more easily when I'm creating collections. So down here we want to put in a price. Let me just see what the price on this item is. And if you want to compare at price to show a sale, for instance, you can put it in here. So let's just say. And if you want to put in a SKU, you can put it here, barcode here. If you want to track inventory, you can track it, and then it will ask you for the quantity. So I'm just not going to track inventory on this. And then a weight right here. And that's pretty much all you need. If you had variants in sizes or something like that, or colors, you could add them as well, and you would click Add Variant. So that's pretty much everything you need, and you've created a product. So now if we want to view this and see what it's going to look like on our new website, all we have to do is hit this button that says View. And this is what it would come up like on our current template. Now different templates will display the products differently. So let me just show you another site how this displays on the product page. So you can see this displays a little different on this page as opposed to this page. The button is different. Of course you can change a lot of those things, but the font is different, and those can be changed in the theme settings as well. But these are really two different themes, and you only have the options that are included in the theme that you have as far as how the page is going to display. So there's how one page is displaying, and this is how another page is displaying. So pretty dramatically different as far as the way the two sites look. You have the way your layout is, your colors, your text. So that just gives you an idea of how the product can display differently on different themes. So let's go back into the product and take another look at how we want to put this in a collection, and then create some navigation menus so that we can get to this product and possibly display it on our home page as well. So if I click back on products here, this will take me back to all my products. So I only have one product. I'm going to go ahead and really quickly create a couple more products just so we'll have something to work with here. So I'm just going to add a product here in the upper right hand corner, and then put my title in, put a description in, upload an image, this one will be bracelets. We'll just create a category for it, or an item type for it. Vendor is going to be the same. So once you have one in, you can start typing and it will come up. Now if you had what are called manual collections, you could look in all the collections that you have and you could start adding them to it and you've always got one called home page, and you can always add it to home page. But we're going to go in and create collections. I like to create what are called smart collections, and I have a tutorial on that as well. But we'll create some quick collections after we create these products. So let's just go ahead and put a quick price in. And I won't put a compare at price just so you can see the difference. Not tracking inventory. It's a good idea to put in weight. If you don't have weight and you're using some sort of calculated shipping, it won't calculate your shipping. But you can put in flat rate shipping, and regardless of whether you put in weight or not, it will calculate it. So we just go back to products here and just add a product again. Put in a title. Really, if you're using the app, the only thing you really need are a title and a title and a price to create a product. And you can use the app on your phone. I'll try to preview that later. I do have a video on that as well, creating products right from the app, which is very handy. Go ahead and add another product type. And these product types, I kind of mimic the categories I'm going to create a lot of times when I create item types, and it just makes it easy in creating my categories, or as Shopify calls them, collections, which you can see on the left-hand menu over here. So we'll add one more product, and we'll have enough to really kind of flesh out the site with several products on it. So now I have a few products. I would like to make some collections and include these products in collections. So if we look at the tab on the left, well, let's go back over to our main menu over here. This tab that looks like a price tag, that's your products, and this also includes collections in this sub-menu. So if we go to collections, we've automatically got one called homepage, which is a manual collection, and that means that you can just put items in that. I like using what are called smart collections, and I'll just show you how to do a smart collection real quick. So let's just create one called earrings, and we're going to automatically select the products based on their conditions. So you could do if the title contained earrings, or you could do, I like using item type, and that's why I try to make item types something that will be match the collection. So now my earrings will automatically go into this collection. So if I look after I saved that, which I did, I gave it, all you really need to do is create a title. You can create a description, but it's not required. So you see those products that had earrings as an item type automatically went in here, and then I can sort these any way that I want. If I want to manually sort them and I want this one to come first on the page, I can do that, or I can do this. So when I save that, I can just click on View, and this is what my collection for my earrings is going to look like on my page. So now it's starting to shape up where I have some content in my collection, and I can filter my collection by tags. So this one I tagged, the other one I didn't, and that way I can, if I would have tagged them by colors, for instance, I could bring up all the blue ones, or maybe a certain style that I tagged them with. So that's where this little filter could come in handy. And then I can sort these by best selling and highest to lowest price, for instance. So if I want to see everything, I just go to all my products, and that's everything for this collection called earrings. So now let's go back, and let's just upload an image for this collection. We'll just use these earrings. And now if I'm showing the collection called earrings, I will have an image for the collection. I'll show you where that would come into play later. So if I want to add a couple more collections, just hit Create Collection in the upper corner here, and say we can do bracelets, and that would just be product type equals bracelet. Save that collection. You got a product in that. Go to collections on the left-hand menu, create another collection. Let's call it necklaces. And that's just going to be item type like I created. And that's going to be necklaces, of course, or necklace. And there's my necklace in there. And then let's do one real quick called jewelry. And this will just encompass all of them. And this will just show you a quick way. So this will be product type equals, it's going to be necklace, and then I'm going to add another condition, is type is equal to earrings, and then one more, type is equal to bracelets. So I have 3 conditions that I've created. If I want to delete one of those, I can just delete it. But I can't have it match all conditions because you can only have one product type on an item. So under product matches, if you're not seeing any products come up when you save it, it's because it can't match more than one condition. I'm going to have it match any condition. So if it's a necklace, an earring, or a bracelet, it will come up in my jewelry collection. So now when I do that, all of my items come up. So now we've created some collections. So now we have a few collections and we've got a few products here. Let's start to build out, going down this list. Customers, this will show the customers that have purchased from you, or people that have signed up for your newsletter on the site. So that would show as prospects. We can just take a quick look. We don't have any. You can add them manually or you can import them from a spreadsheet. Use Google Sheets when you're doing it from a spreadsheet. It'll make it much easier. Then we have reports. We're going to have, we'll just take a quick look at that. That will show you your sales by month and some other things. Reports are available, or detailed reports are available in the Shopify plan, which is the middle plan. So, and then you have the dashboard, which will show on your main page for reports. So, we have discounts, which you can set up discounts on products, like a 10% off coupon, for instance. You can just go in, create a coupon. We'll skip that for right now. This tab right here with the globe, that's the online store, and this is going to show your theme, and this is where you will basically build your website. You see a preview of what we looked at before on the home page. So if we click here, this will take us to the home page on our site. And what you're seeing is this is the homepage collection, so that's why it's showing one of those products that we created. Let's go and look at how we can actually populate other things on this theme, and that's where we do it here, is on the online store. So you see I have a couple tabs open and I'm flipping back and forth between the website view and the admin view. So right here on the online store, we're using what's called the debut theme. That's a brand new theme that Shopify is using, and it really does have some pretty cool features, and it's one of the free themes. So let's get right into it. So if we go to customize theme, it's going to give us a preview of this site. And here's our top image slide, and this is actually overlay text. So let's take a look at some of the features. So it starts right at the top with the header, which is up top right here. And let's see how we can design this header here. So let's go ahead and just center the name of our store, and let's upload. I'm just going to use the tiramisu logo on this. It's a little bit small. So what you can do is you can change that logo width. Let's change it to 500 pixels. And now you see it previews over here and a larger preview of it. So we've got our main menu below. We could choose any menu we wanted to put right here where home and catalog are, and that's our main menu. And then we've got announcements, announce something here. Let's see what that does. That puts it right here. So let's just say that we had free shipping. Orders over $50. So this is like a hello bar basically, where you can put in store messages at the top of the screen, and you can actually put a link into that, and that could link to your shipping page or shipping policies, for instance. So you would put your link right here. You could link it to a page. So say we had a page that we set up for shipping, and we'll get into that later. And then we can just change our color. I like that color kind of, but let's say we want it to be a little bit bluer or blacker. We got a little bluer here. We just changed our color. We hit this color palette and just drag it to where we want, or we can actually put in a color number. If you get it from Paint or Photoshop or something, you can take that number and just paste it right in there. So let's go ahead and save our change there. And we can just back it out also using this editor. It's got a clear, which and then we can also preview on different devices. So we can say, okay, so this is what our new site would look like on a mobile device or on a small screen. So that's a pretty cool feature to preview what's going to look like. And this is of course all responsive. In other words, it responds to the screen size, or mobile friendly as they call it. So let's go hit back out of the header and get to our main image right here, and that would be image with overlay text. So if we want to change this image right here, we're just going to upload an image. And see how that changes our image there. And we could change this overlay text to, we can choose our size of our section. So if we want it to be a little bit larger, we can say we want it to be large, and see how this becomes a very large image. Or we can go small and we can make it very small. So you really have a lot of flexibility in how you want this to display. And we have our featured collections. Let's go out of the banner here, which is called, now it's called Luxury You Will Love. It takes on the name of this text that we use for the overlay text. Next we have our featured collection. So if we look below, there's just one item right now, and that is the homepage collection. So let's look into that featured collection right here. And right here we can change the name of it on the title if we want to call it something else. But let's choose the collection that we want. So we have earrings that has multiple items, so let's use earrings. It's showing 3 per row. Let's change that to 4 per row, and let's just use 1 row, and that will keep it a little bit cleaner. So save that, and then go back to featured collections. And our next section right here is image with text. So let's just enter an image here, upload an image, and then our text, we can have image on the left, image with text. Let's call this our boutique. So we just go over the language. You can actually do some formatting, make things bold in here. So now we have a nice little section in there. We could put a button and a label on this image, and we could create a link too, but we're just going to put a little section in there that has a little something about the boutique. So now we've got some content on the home page here. I don't have any slides, so let's go over here, and we have a slideshow here. Let's just say we want to delete this section. So we could put slides in here if we had them, but I'm just going to delete that section. Now one of the cool things about this new Shopify theme, and this is being built into future themes, free and paid, will be the add section. So if I just want to add a section, I can just click add a section. I can add any type of content that I want. So I can add a map. If I was had a retail location, I could add a map of where our store was. If I want to add some testimonials, I could add that. Really quite a few different options here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a blog post, but I'll need to create a blog post first. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go not add a section. I'm going to go back to the admin here. I'm just going to go into under themes where online store is. You also have blog posts, navigation, domains, and preferences, and pages. So if you want to create a page called shipping policies or frequently asked questions, you go in and you create it just like you would anything else. Add a page, add a title, and add some content. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a blog post. So I'm going to add a real quick blog post here. I'm just going to create a title. So wherever I want my image to be, I'm just going to hit this little image. I'm going to upload a file. This really just works very similar to any kind of word processor. You can insert files. So you can insert files, you can highlight text and then put a link in that text, or you can highlight an image and insert a link. You can change the formatting of your text right here, make it paragraph or a heading. So you can make your text bold if you want something to be in bold, or if you want it to be in italics. So centered items, bullet lists, very much like a word processor. So we can save this, do a quick preview of it, and click Customize Theme. And now let's go ahead and add a section that has a blog. So if we want to get rid of this we did before, so now we've added our blog content. If I put in a little excerpt from the blog, it will show a picture for the blog. So by adding an image to the blog, see how it puts a nice image, and it would have 3 blogs, your most recent 3 blogs going across. So now we've got a pretty good website, and we can just go in, finish up our settings for shipping and accept payments, and we're pretty much getting ready to go. So I'm going to go back over to the tab of the live website and just reload this page, and now we've got a little bit more content on the page, so it's really kind of starting to look like more of a full website. So the catalog will show all the products that we have, but we could change this navigation menu to maybe say jewelry and have a drop down with earrings, bracelets, or we could have a shop menu where it goes to all products instead of a catalog. So let's just go ahead and really quickly add a navigation menu. So this is our main menu. Instead of adding a menu, we're just going to edit this menu. So if you click on any menu, you can just add the items that you want to it. So let's just add let's add jewelry and make it a drop down so we can show you how to do a quick drop down menu. So there's your home page menu. Let's make that jewelry, and we'll put that over here. Let's just get rid of catalog. Click save. And then let's add another menu. So if we hit navigation over here on the left, now we can see jewelry is here, and then add menu. And let's create a menu called jewelry, and this is how you create a drop-down menu. You just match the same name, the handle has to be the same here, and then you add in your earrings, and this connect it right here to a collection, and that's to our earrings collection, and that's where when you click on that menu, this is where it will go. So let's go ahead and bracelets. And then necklaces. And then let's go back to that navigation menu on the main menu. I'm going to edit jewelry, and I didn't connect it to anything, so I need to connect this so when someone clicks on jewelry it goes to all the products. There we have it. Now if we preview on our page by just reloading our page, see we have a little drop down here, and we have our earrings, just our bracelets, and just our necklaces. So that picture on earrings can be fixed. That's the featured image, and that can be changed by changing that or removing the featured image. Let's see what it looks like when you go to an item on the page. So now it's shaping up to be a website. So now let's go ahead and we can add sales channels. These are the different sales channels that are available. We've got Facebook, Houzz, Messenger, mobile apps, Pinterest. These are all integrating with Shopify. So one of the primary benefits of Shopify is that it has all these technology partnerships, and you can add those channels by clicking on Learn More. So if you want to make any additional adjustments to the way the store looks, you can go, you'll see that there's two tabs. You have the sections tab, and these can all be moved around, by the way. So you can drag this section and say, oh, I want this to be below this here. So you can really change the look of your website by moving these sections around. So they're all really flexible as far as moving them around. But you can click on the general settings tab, and you can change your colors, your text colors, and the general settings of your whole website. The background color, if you want to have a background color on your website, you could change that. We can just clear it like I was telling you before. Typography, if you don't like the text that's being used in the typography, we can change the general text. You see how that changes the general text on your website? See how it just changed here under featured? That will generally work throughout the website as well. So social media, this is where you add your links to Twitter, Tumblr. So you just copy whatever your Facebook or Twitter links are to your store. Just copy that. It would be / the name of your store.com, for instance, and fill those in, and then we'll come up on your website as well. So let's see, the favicon, that would be the little, this is a favicon here, this little symbol that will come up on the tab in the browser. So you'll have to do it a certain format for a favicon. You can customize your checkout on when people go to the checkout page. You can add a logo, for instance, in here. So this has all the settings for doing your checkout page if you want to customize it. So that pretty much is everything for the design of the site. So you can see the site. This is basically what we have here. So we've created a site very quickly in about a half an hour, and even gone through some of the features, and people can go onto that site, they can click on the image, they can add it to cart, and they can purchase those items. So it's a pretty fast setup, and it's a very quick platform to get to know, and there's tons of support, tons of videos, plenty of experts, which is what I'm, a Shopify expert. So if you need help, you can always hire a Shopify expert, but we'll go into the settings now and take a look at the settings. So if you click on the gear icon at the bottom, you can go to settings and then choose the submenu payments, and just click complete account setup. It's pretty self-explanatory, but once you have this set up, you can accept payments from Shopify. You're just going to put in your bank account number, your address, your last 4 digits of your social to confirm the person who is connected to the bank account, the name of your business, and you're good to go. So you can use PayPal as well. That's very easy to set up. Simply click on it, log in. Amazon payments if you use that, and there's several other different forms of payments that you can use. So using Shopify payments is very simple. So that's one of the easiest things to do. Setting up shipping down here on this tab. So setting up shipping, you have some standard rates that have been put in by Shopify. If you don't want one of these rates, you can just click and edit your rates. And then you can go down, I don't want a heavy goods rate, I can change that. I can edit the rate that's in there. If I want to make it free shipping, I could just click this and now it's free shipping. I can put a maximum weight, but it's really just going to be free shipping. So we can do price-based rates or we can do weight-based rates. So we could say free shipping only on orders that are over $100, for instance. So let's just say I want to do the price base. So we just basically go, I think we said $50 free shipping. But we would need to create another rate for under $50. So let's just say for under $50, we're going to be $4.99. And that will be our standard shipping rate. It's going to be $49.99. And then we'll add another price-based rate. It's free shipping over 50. So now you've got your $4.99 shipping for anything under 50, and then anything over 50 is going to be free. And you can save that. You want to check your taxes, make sure it's set up on the right rate. So you want to check the United States. By default, it's going to do your local. It's going to add your physical presence in your local area, and it'll set your tax rates there. So that's pretty much it. So when you're ready to launch, you'll want to take the password off your site by going to Preferences and then going to the bottom of the page and then just removing that store password. You'll need to pick a plan to remove that store password, so you can do that right here. You want to fill out the title of your page and a description of your page as well. Then you want to go to domains. Domains are where you can just add an existing domain, or you can buy a domain. I recommend just the easy thing to do, very simple to do, is if you don't already own a domain, just click here, buy a domain, and then once you've bought a domain, you can connect that using Shopify. So if you have an existing domain, you can click it here. So that's what you're going to need for that. And once you have your domain connected, which is very simple to do, you'll point all your domains to your main domain, whichever one you choose. So it will give you the www version and the what's called the naked URL, which would be like, let's just say it was jewelry2017.com. That would be the naked, or there'll be the www. But generally, if it's a new domain, you want to point it to the jewelry2017.com, and then that would point your Shopify store towards that domain, and all of the domains would redirect to that domain. So it's very simple to do. So if you buy it through Shopify, it makes it very simple to launch your store. So check out tutorials at Pinehurst Websites. This is Kevin King. I hope this was helpful for you. You can go to pinehurstwebsites.com. You can check out helpful links. There's some of the best apps that you can try on Shopify. You can check out tutorials. I have quite a few tutorials that are more in-depth on how to do things on Shopify as well. So thank you for tuning in. to Pinehurst Websites. And if you want to click the link in the description of this video, if you haven't already signed up for a Shopify account, you can sign up from one there, or you can go to pinehurstwebsites.com and go to the home page and just click start your free trial. So good luck getting started with Shopify.